Have you ever felt something so heavy, yet had no one to share it with? A dream that faded quietly, a sorrow you folded neatly into silence. We all carry these untold stories. Some scream inside us, some we bury with a smile. But what if you had someone who listened without judgment? Someone who didn't need answers, just honesty. Let us know a story like ours. In a small village, where the nights are painted in stars and the wind carries the scent of old earth, lived a man named Raghav. He was not famous, not rich. He ran a small stationery shop beside the temple, selling pens, papers, notebooks, and incense sticks. People called him the Quiet One. But what no one knew is that Raghav, every night, after he shut his shop and folded his hands to the temple bell, he sat under a neem tree and wrote a letter. Not to a friend, not to any person. He wrote to the moon. Dear moon, how are you today? You must be tired, watching everyone, listening to the things they can't say out loud. That's how his letters began, night after night, in neat handwriting folded carefully and placed inside a wooden box beneath his bed. What did he write? Sometimes he wrote about missing his wife who passed too early. Other times he spoke about the dreams he buried for his family's sake. On some nights he just said, I'm lonely today. Will you sit with me for a while? To the world, he was quiet. But to the moon, he said everything. Raghav was a man like many of us. He did everything right, studied hard, married with love, worked sincerely, never complained. But somewhere between responsibilities and routines, he forgot how to speak his heart. And maybe that's the thing. In this world, we're taught how to greet elders, respect tradition, follow duty, but we are not always taught how to express pain. So Raghav wrote to the one listener who never interrupted. He found in the moon a mirror, calm, patient, always present, always watching. And in return, he started to heal. One day, a young boy named Raghav, who used to buy notebooks from Raghav's shop, asked him, Uncle, why do you always look at the moon for so long? Raghav smiled and said, because it listens. Weeks passed, and one evening the shop didn't open. People found Raghav had passed away peacefully in his sleep. His relatives came, packed his things, but one thing was left untouched, a wooden box under his bed. Inside were 1075 letters, all addressed to the moon. Raghav, now a teenager, got hold of one letter. He read the words not just of a man, but of every person who ever swallowed their voice. That night, he did something simple. He wrote his first letter. And then he stood under the same neem tree, looked at the moon, and whispered, Thank you, Raghav uncle. Maybe the moon never replied. Or maybe it replied through peace, through stillness, through the feeling that someone or something was quietly sitting beside you when the world turned away. Raghav never shouted for attention, but he left behind a legacy louder than words. That pain, when expressed, becomes lighter. That silence, when shared, becomes sacred. That you don't need answers, you only need the courage to speak your truth, even if it's to the sky. To anyone carrying a weight they cannot name, start writing. Even if no one reads it, the moon will. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like, comment, and share it with someone who needs a quiet reminder. You are not alone, and your story matters. Subscribe to Echoes of Wisdom for more heartfelt tales.